you had kind of talked about some of your writing habits and kind of how, you know, like you said, you kind of fell into it.
Mm-hmm.
What do your writing habits look like now that you, I guess, kind of like you have the physical space for it and you're learning that that's something you need to create the margin for? Like when you sit down and you have a guitar in your hand and you're sitting at the desk or whatever, do you have like your phone in front of you to record something, or do you use like any tools? Like I know some people use like songwriting, like programs and stuff. Do you do anything like that?
So I go back and forth. There are times where I get into a room with no technology at all, just like me and a guitar, and just play the same way that I used to play when I was like 16, and just, you know, playing guitar on the end of my bed and creating songs. I find that can be helpful to tap into that, you know, without all the help of technology. So that works for me. But then there are also times where I'm doing that where I now have multiple parts in my head of what I want to write or do, or I want to hear a drum beat. So then I regret sometimes, like, I should have started this like a Logic file, because now I got to transition, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes I transition over there, and then I take that idea and I start adding on to it using like technology. But oftentimes, like, I'll tell you, like when we play shows, and anybody on my crew or band will tell you, you'll find me before the show in like the bathroom of the venue, just singing an acoustic guitar, you know, in those great acoustics that all bathrooms have, you know, and that warms me up for playing, or my voice up for playing. And sometimes it's the most enjoyable thing I do all day. Just kind of sit there and just kind of play stuff with no real mission. And so even when I'm home, I try to kind of like almost replicate that, where I just want to get in a room, start singing, whether it's like my song, somebody else's song, whatever. And that kind of puts me into like the mood to like be playing. And it kind of like, that's when the phone fades away and the emails fade away. And you're kind of like, you get in touch with like who you are and what you do. And that's kind of a grounding thing. It helps me transition from like the real world to this like world of fiction that we are just creating, you know, with our bare hands. And that helps me as well, because it's like you said, it's that resistance that is a real thing, and you have to fight it to like get over into the other side.
Yeah, one thing that I've done, I think I told you about this. It was a while ago where I said that something that kind of helps, like you said, when you're in the bathroom and there's the acoustics, and it kind of puts you in a different, like you said, your own kind of world. Something that I've done is I have like an app where it literally just plays a pad for any key. Like you just press the button and it just plays it, and I'll play whatever. Like if I pick up my acoustic guitar, I'll play a pad in that, and that has a way of like filling the air where I almost feel like I don't need to rely on the playing of the guitar to fill the air for it, and it drastically changes the way that I write and I play. Did you end up trying that at all, or no?
No, but now that you reminded me, I definitely want to.
It's weird.
Really?
It's kind of odd. It just like your brain, it just like, since there's something going on already, and it's something simple, but it just like allows for all this space,
right,
to kind of open up and happen.
That stuff is important, because sometimes like when you're writing a song, you might be layering ideas on it and all these things on it, and then all of a sudden it clicks with like one lead guitar part, or it all clicks with like one turn of a melody, and that makes the whole song make sense to you. Whereas like it may not have made sense to you as like just 3 open chords or whatever, but sometimes with that little hook, it all comes together. And that stuff is that's songwriting. I think like one of the things I do like, or I have used, is like a looper pedal. You know,
okay,
it's just like a pedal that like loops like your audio that you're creating.
Yeah.
Because I like to immediately hear like what 2 guitar parts might sound like together. You know, so it's a way to kind of like audition that like with no production at all. It's just a pedal, and that helps me because sometimes 3 chords by themselves aren't that meaningful, right? But like sometimes that little lead that you put in changes it all.
You guys layer a lot.
Yeah,
I remember like I was listening to "Help Is on the Way" when I was a kid. I sat down, I looked online the tab for it, and I looked at it. I was like, oh my God, there's like so many guitar parts, even in that first intro.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. That's something
awesome.
we have fun in the studio, that's for sure. And it's like, we've definitely gone overboard sometimes and then like dialed it back and then wish we had done more. So that's that balancing act that you do.